It's Mega-MAGA-Trickle-Down.
Oh, he got excited.
Mega-MAGA-Trickle-Down, the kind of policies that have failed the country before and will fail it again.
What is he? What is he talking about? Why does he think that nothing's been failed? Nothing has failed. Nothing has failed. In fact, I loved my tax cut. Kane, did you love your tax cut?
Oh my gosh, I loved my tax
Golly.
cut. Having more of my own money? How do you not love something like that?
My tax cut was my best friend. I loved my tax cut. It was amazing. Not only that, but you know what? No one tried to mess with us in terms of foreign policy because they were so terrified that Trump would press a button.
How many new wars were under Trump?
That would be zero
That's
wars.
What it was. That's right.
Everybody had more. Everybody had more money. A rising tide raised all ships. You had record number minority, women, business period creation. Everybody did better. And then now look at us. And we did have actual wage growth. We had everything growth. We became a net exporter of oil and gas. We started dominating. And unfortunately, now, if you look at it, now we're not. It's measurable. The pain is real and measurable. So I'm not quite sure why he's, the phrase, and I know that they coined that phrase because I started to see every Tom, Dick, and Harry using it all across the social media sphere. It was the one time this weekend, it was kind of a busy weekend. It was the one time this weekend I checked in to see what was trending. And I saw this phrase everywhere. And I knew because I saw the soundbite when it came out. And I thought, oh my gosh, how much you want to bet? It's all the same pundits. And of course it was. It was all the same pundits. It was all the same people, all the same Democrats that were out there repeating it over and over again because they wanted to make it stick. They wanted to make it a thing. Mega-MAGA-Trickle-Down. That sounds horrible, by the way. And he was so proud. Did you see? He looked like Carrie Strug when Carrie Strug landed that jump with her whacked out ankle at the Olympics. Remember that? And the reason that's why that's burned into my brain is because they did a skit with Chris Kattan on SNL, and it was Kippy and Carrie Strug, and they had a whole thing, and he was like, Carrie, I was right. It was just hysterical. But it was when Carrie Strug landed that jump. She landed that vault on a sprained ankle and clinched the gold for the women's gymnastics team. It was like 90 something. Here I was in high school going, oh my gosh, it's so great. And he acted the same. Like that was his big accomplishment for the week, was to make sure that he got all those words in and got them correctly. And that Kane brings up another point. All of the talking points that he has, whether it is they're concerned about the deficit because they keep saying that they need to reduce the deficit, and they were upset over deficit spending, even though it was brought on by locking down the economy, and they were trying to accuse Republicans of increasing the deficit. Yet it was, again, you guys wanted to lock down the economy. But at the same time, if he's reduced anything as per said deficit, why is it in the latest, reconciliation, the budget, or no, the stopgap measure, essentially, why is it that they raised the debt ceiling? That's what I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense either. So and people know this. He goes out there and he says words, and everybody knows that they just trot him out there to show that he's still alive. Nobody looks to him for any in-depth, response to anything. They don't look to him for this stuff.
Mega-MAGA-Trickle-Down.
So Mega-MAGA is a thing, right? Mega-MAGA. Like if you were to go into a bar and order that, I wonder what that would be like. Is that like the mega pint of Johnny Depp's wine? Yeah, mega pint. Oh man,
it's not bad enough to be MAGA. It's now Mega-MAGA.
Well, it was extreme MAGA.
Right. It's Mega-MAGA now.
Now it's no, those people aren't crazy enough. Now it's Mega-MAGA.
By units and measurements, which is bigger, an extreme or a mega?
I would say mega because mega sounds something. It sounds
like megaton.
Yeah, it sounds like a kaiju coming out of the Mariana Trench out in the Pacific is what it does. A kaiju coming out, and it's Mega-MAGA. Oh my gosh, call Godzilla. But he's saying this stuff because he wants to scare people. Have you noticed that's the other soundbite they've got? Is they're trying to scare, they're going back to the well to scare all the old folks again. They do this all the time. Can I just say something? The government, when people are talking about the privatization of Social Security, they're not talking about taking all y'all's cash. They're not talking about taking people's money. They're talking about allowing future generations to not have to give the government money. Do you honestly sit here and trust the government? The government is Jack Kevorkian, basically. Like, I'm going to take care of you. And the government, this was only supposed to be a temporary thing for widows and that after the war. It wasn't supposed to be a forever safety net. But thanks to FDR, sidebar, when my son was asked in his politics class who the worst presidents in history are, he listed FDR, Carter, Obama, and Biden. And he apparently went off on a 20-minute tangent on all of them. And it was, or 20-minute monologue on all of them. It was amazing, and I've never felt more proud as a parent. Really hated FDR. He said he was one of the worst presidents ever, and that he created the mold through which all of the statists were created, I think is how he said it. Anyway, God love him. But to my point, though, they go back to this well all the time. Oh, the Republicans want to take old folks' Social Security. Younger people would rather not have to give their money forcibly to the government. They could probably, well, I know they could do a way better job and get a way better return on their investments by taking that money and doing what they would rather do with it in order to prepare for their old age. The government? You trust the government to do this? The government that can't even keep a roadside bathroom clean? The government? Have you ever been into any government office? The government? The government. Really? There's no comparison. It is asinine. The argument that they're trying to make is that they're better at preparing you for your old age than you are, but yet they don't have a record of doing this. Social Security has been broke. It's been broke because they keep taking it. So this whole thing, he had a soundbite on this, and it wasn't just him. There were a number of other people. That's one of their talking points, I guess, that they were dispatched with out over the weekend, because it was all, they kept bringing it up, and there's a piece that I have too from The Hill that gets into steering the conversation towards the economy could actually help Democrats. And it's by two very wide-eyed and still optimistic Democrat pundits and operatives. It's hysterical. But they said, keep bringing up Social Security, et cetera. So that's why you're hearing it. No one's taking the Social Security money. This idea of privatization is about people keeping their money. Democrats have already taken your damn money. So just acknowledge this and let's move forward on the conversation. The government has no right to your cash.